All right, welcome back to Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Farm Sim 2022, or actually just 22. So today it's been about a week since our last video, and we have some information. So um, I've decided what we're going to do with the land. So we are going to be keeping the land um, that the barn is on. The county came out and was not happy. I guess somebody called and snitched about us stacking logs up on the easement. So I had to go out there. I had to actually stop doing what I was doing, which is dealing with the cattle, and go out there and fix the easement and move those logs. And luckily, the sawmill was just down the street, so I just put them on a flatbed and hauled them all down. But what we have to do today is we're going to break ground on construction there. We also have to get we've got to get the Humvee out of there. So, um, I don't want to move the lawn care. I don't have to move the lawn care equipment until next week. Um, so I'd like to keep some of the landscaping stuff there for right now. Um, because I'm not sure where I'm going to be building this building at. So we are going to be putting a sheep barn on the property. And the reason why is because originally I had a project planned for one near the farm, but it was going to cost a lot of money to landscape that whole area and make that whole area work, and I just have to remove the same amount of trees anyway. Um, so in order to fix that, I figured we have the land. We bought it from the auction, so we might as well use it. Not only that, looking around the area, there is a textile mill um, that is going up for sale that is literally right down the street. Like it's right there. So also, it's very close to our uh, dairy mill north, which is soon to become a production compound, kind of. We're going to put a bunch of greenhouses in back there. Maybe another production mill tucked back in there. I'm not entirely sure what all we're gonna do back there, but um, to get started, we need to get the Humvee out. So I'm gonna go make a couple calls, see what I can figure out, and we'll get right back to you. All right, so um, I've got the situation figured out. So the towing company that we borrowed the wrecker from, the big one, has another truck that they're willing to let us borrow real quick. So we got to run down there before they're gonna need it. So it's the rollback that they have. So we're gonna snag their rollback wrecker, and we are going to run over and see if we can just tow it back to the shop real quick. Um, Ideally, my idea is I'm gonna use chains attached to the skid steer and use the skid steer to pull the Humvee out, and then once it's out of the barn, I'll use the winch on the rollback to actually winch it up. So you're gonna see here real quick while we're down here in town. Right here we have down here at the rental company. Um, this is our stuff. So these are our building materials we have. So we have quite a bit of stuff that needs to be loaded up onto the trailer here. Um, we'll have to deliver that ourselves. Same with our rental little mini excavator there. So um, we're gonna have to come back with the semi in a bit and grab the excavator just to start so we can move that stuff. I did have the rental company bring a rollback dumpster and drop it down there. So any debris that we get from clearing all this stuff out, we will put in the dumpster. All right, so here we are. We have the rollback. So let's get on the road and get this stuff done. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's definitely been interesting getting all this stuff put together. Figuring out that, we do want to keep sheep because that's what we need, more responsibilities and more things to do. I'm not too sure about actually when we will get the sheep. All
all I'm going to do right now is get the barn built today. That is the goal.
So that way it's done and I don't have to worry about it. I can add sheep to it whenever we get available to. I don't even know exactly what sheep eat. I know they eat grass, but do they eat hay? And if so, I mean, how much more often are we going to have to cut hay? I have to cut hay right now, and I really don't want to. So you can see all of the lumber is off of the easement. Okay. It's a little bit of a difficult dumpster. We'll shut the truck down. So, what I'd done without my camera here, I had cleared out some more trees. So we got this tree done. Obviously, all the ones that I downed are already gone, as well as a bunch back here. Cut down a few more back here, and then did a little bit more mowing with the mower. So we still have to pull these out. So we're also, while we have the rollback, gonna remove these as well. I'll just yank them up there and drag them down to the tow yard. So what I was gonna do back on camera, I piled them all the way up, all the way down here of logs on the side of the road here, and I was going to come back and load them up and bring them down to the sawmill and actually do it on camera. But the county came down and said they were going to issue fines to the landowner, and the landowner called me and was like, "Hey, you got to move this like today." So I had to rush down here, rent a trailer, and start moving stuff. So let's go ahead and get in here. Let's undo the padlock. So we have to get the Humvee out and onto the rollback. So let's go ahead and start up the excavator here. We're going to drop the attachment here, the stump grinder. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to outright remove the... Oh, don't hit the door. We're going to move the stump grinder like way back to the trailer, because I want to get everything out of the barn anyway, because I'm about to tear it down with an excavator. Alright, so we will be right back once I get this on the trailer. Alright, and we're back. So I have got to get this up here without a issue, so we're going to go ahead and give it our best shot. I'm not entirely sure how to operate this thing, so let's just see. Is it going to be wide enough? Yeah, perfect. So I think I do that. The whole idea is I'm going to strap a chain to this. So let's see if we can just link this thing a little bit forward and see if I can make it work. So we want to fasten the belt. There it goes. And we'll go and winch it up. And then, holy shit! What the fuck? What the hell was that? Okay. We're gonna have to move this backward. And I really don't want to because it runs like shit. Alright, so we got it on. Let's go ahead and strap it down. That should be good enough. Alright. Let's get on the road. Alright, so we got the Humvee dropped off here in the shop, so I can get to work on that. when I have some more free time. Went back with the rollback and hauled the messed up cars that were way back there and took them down to the tow yard in town. So we're all hooked up to the lowboy here. So we can go ahead and run down to town and pick up the excavator. Also spoke with the Tractor Supply. They said they got all of the stuff loaded up onto the trailer, so we should be all good and ready to roll. All I'm doing is dropping off and unloading the building material. And that one I did, get permission from the county to actually put it on the easement, where the dumpster is, so it'll go next to it or on the other side of the entrance. I'm not building the barn. I have a contractor coming out and doing that. I'm just doing the demolition and cleanup to save a little bit of money. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, back there we did end up buying a Wilson pace setter that was on sale, so that's what we spent our money on the cattle that we sold last video on. So that is where that money went. Here is our excavator, so we're going to line the trailer up. Let's go ahead and start this thing up. Back it on the trailer here. Make sure the line's good. Let's get this thing on here. See if I can drop the, there we go. Trying to drop my plate there. Alright, let's go ahead and strap this thing on. I'm gonna make sure we have a good amount of straps on it. Alright, so I think we are all ready to go, so we're going to head out to the build site. Alright, we are almost at the build site here. Really quickly, we have to block the road off here. Leave the engine running there quickly. Reload this, I need to widen those ramps a bit. Let's get this thing up the hill. Real quick, before I do anything, I'm actually going to nudge this thing over a little bit. So we're going to see if we can get our little thing over. We're just going to nudge that over just a bit. That's good. Alright, so let's get up to the build site here. We're going to get up to the hill. Try not to hit the trees with the boom arm there. down here, and then we need to get the truck parked, and we can start our demo. We're just gonna park right back here on the side of the road. There should be good. Shut down, leave the hazards on. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump in here and we'll get to the teardown. Real quick, before I do that, actually, I want to do another run through, make sure I got everything out of the barn here. Okay, so, yeah, we'll spare this ladder. Put that on the landscaping trailer there. Doesn't look like there's anything else, anything up in that loft. No, can't grab that. Close the door there. Nothing in here. Alright, so then I guess we are all good to start our teardown. Alright, so we have got all of the barn torn down, and all of the rubble piled up here in the corner. So now what we have to do is we have to get all of this rubble and debris into that dumpster way out on the road. So we're gonna go ahead and just dive on into it. Oh shit! There we go. This is probably going to take a while. I'm gonna see if I can pull the dumpster up just in the bucket here. In hindsight, I should have just asked or hired out a dump truck in hindsight, because that would be like 100 times easier. But we're just gonna like, oh, don't tip it. I really don't want to damage their dumpster, but I also really don't want them to come back out here and move it. This would probably save me about 20 minutes of time. There we go. They might be a little confused when it's not where they left it, but that's a-okay. We'll just have to drag it back before they come and pick it up. Alright. Let's get to work. we got everything cleared out after quite a bit of struggling. I am not very good at operating an excavator. Good thing I don't do that for a living. But we are gonna have to get this back soon. So we got to run down and pick up our building supplies. So let's go ahead and get the truck running here. We're gonna load the excavator up in the truck and then go and pick up the building supplies, and then I'm just gonna park it. I'm gonna let the contractor deal with the unloading. I think I've had enough equipment operation today, so let's see. There is a way that I can widen my there we go. So I don't need the actual like wide extensions on the bed. I just need it on the ramp. So let's get this thing loaded up. Alright, so first things first, bucket all the way in, wall all the way in, and the boom in and down a little bit. So clip it in trees, straighten the cab out a little bit. Yeah, I'm not very good at operating this thing. I missed a little bit. It got underneath the dumpster there, but I have really no choices even to be back. I've only got this for a day. So we'll have to bring the skid steer by with the bucket later, or, I mean, the contracting company should be bringing some stuff with them, so it shouldn't be a problem. We're going to pull it on this time. Now that we got the wider ramps, I shouldn't have as much difficulty. Come on. There we go. An old trick I learned from operating logging motors. Somehow I'm really good at that. Very poor at this. I don't know what's up with that. I figured that if you're really good at one, it's the same button interface. I guess you're doing different things though. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the covers and throw the traps on the bed here. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn off our hazards. We are all loaded up. We gotta find a place to turn around. In fact, we won't even take a turn around. We'll just drive around. So, let's see. Alright, so we're gonna be pulling up here at the store here in a second. So they just told me to drop the trailer and they'd handle unloading it. So I can get the other trailer out of here and back quickly, because they close at 3 and it is 2:18. So we gotta get moving here. Let's go unload the trailer and then hook up to this flatbed over here. So I'm gonna park the flatbed and leave it and hope no one steals anything off of it, because I don't feel comfortable getting it back into the actual build site, and even then they're probably gonna have to move it again anyway when the contractors get in there, because it's just gonna be in the way. So I'm gonna leave it for them. The contractors come and start tomorrow, so they can figure out where they want to move their material. I should have just made them bring their own material, but I figured, I'll save a little bit of money and buy it myself and move it myself. Anything you can do to save a penny around here, I haven't even really looked at the cattle recently. I don't even know how they're doing in terms of food. Let's get on the right side of the road here. I'm trying to adjust my cruise control. Yeah, I haven't even really been checking on the cattle, to be honest. I know I fed them a couple days ago, but we're running low on silage, we're running low on hay. I can't cut hay and silage I mean, that can's just not worth it. It's just worth it to cut one or the other. Let's go ahead and cover the trailer. And shut the truck down for a minute, and we'll take a look at the how the yard's looking. So there's still this little shed that needs to be torn down, but I'm not really worried about it because they're gonna bring a dump trailer anyway. That and the dumpster is still here, so they can just tear that down and throw it all. That can pretty much be torn down by hand. It's just a little mini shed. There's nothing really in it except for old tools. We have to get this stuff moved out of here soon, so I'll probably come back later tonight and get this stuff moved and back to where it belongs. Technically, I do have to get the landscape and trailer back next week, so we want to definitely get that back. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let you guys know what happens with the barn, how long it takes to get up, and when we'll have it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the little barn find series. I hope to do some more, maybe not full property renovations, but if you guys like seeing that, then that's what we'll do. If not, I am planning a few more barn finds, so there are some more that are up for sale in the area. See if we can pull some gems out of them. But I'll see you guys in the next video.